actual game now. So then, on to level 2. Level 2's got a lot of, adds some more.
Let this be our covenant. These worlds are yours, and you are free to walk amongst them and subdue them. But the great tower, there you may not go. For in the day that you do, you shall surely die.
Ooh, so scary. So, he's making a covenant with us. Sounds familiar. God making a covenant with his people. Okay. And he's saying, you know, do whatever you want, just don't go into my tower. What's this tower? I don't know. Or am I just saying I don't know, so I don't ruin it? Okay, whenever the terminal's got the eye, that means it's got something for us. So, what's the list? Library archive is currently unavailable. Okay. Access comm portal, I guess? Error network inaccessible. Run the troubleshooter. Yeah, sure, go ahead. About you, man. What's about, okay. Okay, the MLA program is designed to facilitate user interaction with the resource library. This is achieved by providing powerful sorting and troubleshooting functionalities delivered via an intuitive human language interface. Troubleshooting. I think you'd like help accessing network functions. The most common cause of network problems is holding insufficient account privileges. Please enter the admin password to authenticate your privilege. It honestly doesn't matter what you put in here. It's not gonna change anything. So we're just gonna put in Corte the same. Okay. I mean, like, the passwords was God #1, let me in, or something like that. They were dumb stuff. Okay, yeah, let's create a new password. In order to prevent unauthorized access to admin controls, please take a moment to prove you are not a bot. Ask a series of inputs to cohere data projection, blah 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 blah, raw response, blah blah blah. Your profile will only be made available to other administrators. Creating certification part 1. Part 1 ready for user, complete all fields. Please answer quickly and distinctly. Time is a factor in this assessment. Begin certification program, yeah. 2 plus 2 is 4. What is this? What is your subjective reaction to this image? Content. I don't know what face is supposed to mean. What best describes a person? Being a human being, I guess. Guess that's makes sense. You're walking through the desert and come across a thirsty traveler. His eyes bulge from slow dehydration. You have water, but you're not sure how far it is to the next oasis. What do? We're gonna offer half. Why you would kill him and collect his blood in a flask for later is beyond me, man, but offer half seems like a logical solution. Part 1 of the certification process is now complete. You will receive a notification when Part 2 has been generated. Okay, sounds good to me. A lot of reading of this. My first day at the Institute for Applied Nomadics. On the day to work, I'm terrified. What if they don't like me? What if they're all geniuses and I'm a complete fool? Maybe they were just kidding about letting me work there. Trembling, I walk in, and right at the entrance, there's a life-size poster of Jeff Goldblum. What the hell? Then I get it. Institute for Applied Nomadics. Dr. Ian Malcolm from the Jurassic Park movies. Jeff Goldblum. Dr. Sarabhai shows up, smiling. We were trying to find a cool acronym back when the institute was founded. She says, It all sounded stupid, but we didn't just want to call it Ian because, well, that's a name. Then someone made a joke about calling it Jeff, and it kind of stuck. So we're officially called Ian, but if you hear anyone referring to Jeff, that's our internal name, I guess. I know, buddy geeks. So this is from Frank to Miles and Van, who are brothers. Okay, so Athena analysis. So these are analysis notes of Athena's story. She woke up in a possible place, knowing nothing, signifies more than the beginning of another amnesia-based mystery, though we should not go so far as to read the entire work as an allegory. Rather, while taking the science fictional novice at the core of the narrative at face value, we should something. Okay, so she's kind of like us, very similar. Having no inherent knowledge of the nature of the world, just like us, forced to rely on what we're told by others and what our own senses tell us. Just like us, some random gibberish that we can't read. Something about social reality, belief, and objective reality come into conflict. So, yeah, I guess conflicting beliefs. When in Chapter 16, A Second Awakening in the Kingdom of Artemis, we don't have Chapter 16, we only have Chapter 6, so dragging the questions for a mentor on the something. A more meaningful interpretation can only be achieved through synthesis of, and I guess it's continued on the next page if we don't have. Talos Principle. Whether it is true that Daedalus constructed the giant Talos, or, as others say, he was the creation of Hephaestus, what we may be certain of is that he was made of bronze, and had but one vein, within which flowed a liquid substance like blood, which some claim was quicksilver, and others assert was ichor, such as flows in the veins of the gods. Greek mythology reference there, ichor was the blood of the gods, pretty much. The loss of that liquid caused him to die, and the man dies when he loses his blood. May we not then say that Talos, though created as a machine or a toy, created as a machine or a toy, had all the essential properties of a man. He moved of his own volition. He spoke and could be spoken to, had wishes and desires. Indeed, in the tale of the Argonauts, that was the cause of his downfall. If then a machine may have all the properties of a man, and act as a man while driven only by the ingenious plan of its construction, and the interaction of its materials, according to the principles of nature, then does it not follow that man may also be seen as a machine? This contradicts all the schools of metaphysics, yet even the most faithful philosopher cannot live without his blood. So, pretty much, this is starting to get the whole background story for what the hell is going on, at least in a sense. The game is called the Talos Principle because it raises a question of, you are a machine. Those things that we saw earlier at the beta tester island, that's what we look like. So the question is, are we a human? Are we considered a human in the sense that we are, in the sense that we act like one? Is that enough? Is that what makes us human? I can't tell if the documents on the terminals are all that's left from a larger archive or are carefully designed to communicate some hidden truth. Yeah, this is sheep. We have sheep and a faith, and we've seen some Samsara and Shepherd kind of ruined it. I mean, we were gonna get to them anyways, I guess. I knew that they were here to a degree. So sheep, I think sheep is kind of like following Shepherd. You know, like Shepherd's like the shepherd of the sheep. And he brings up a good point. You know, how can it be so random when it's not?
When I was a little girl, one of our teachers, Mrs. Higgins, told us to make a time capsule, write letters to the future, so one day we could remember what it was like to be children. I thought it was stupid, so I didn't do it, which I really regret. So, I guess I'm gonna make one now, bury it in the archive instead of under a tree. I don't know if anybody will ever find it, but somehow it seems important to keep talking, to keep thinking, for as long as I can.
So we're gonna hear a lot from this Alexandra person or whatever. Oh hey, look, it's recording. Blah blah blah. It's that guy. He's running through all this stuff. I don't know what he's doing exactly. He kind of runs around this island for like the whole time that we're here until he decides not to be here anymore. When I first saw this guy, I freaked the hell out. Ooh, there was a glitch there. Oh, let's talk about that here in a second. Okay, that's the first time I've seen him over here, to be quite honest. I've seen him elsewhere, and we'll probably get to see him here soon unless something happens that causes him not to show up. Oh, look at this! Wow, this place looks so familiar. You didn't just like see something exactly like it on the beta test island. To address the glitching, we're gonna see that a lot, especially as we continue to move on in this game. So yeah, glitching. It can't be a real. This isn't the real world if it's glitching. There's no way. So then, where am I then? An error log. Lots of stuff we can't read because it's encrypted. Woke from sleep. Under a shade of flowers, wondering where I was, what I was, whence thither brought, and how. Oh, as we can see, Ian's name is right on the terminal here. I don't know if it's on the other ones, but I know it's on these. The human machine, adding more to stuff. So this is an essay topic, as we can see. Topic number 3. One day you discover that you are not a human being but a machine. Your life so far from real. Your life was so real. No one controlled you or programmed you to behave in some specific way. Your physical and mental capacities are identical to those of an organic human being, but you were created in a lab. No one except you knows about this. Your family, your friends, they all think you are a regular human being like themselves. You could continue to live your life the way you have before and nothing would change. How do you react? Does your concept of yourself change? Are you the same person you thought you were? Does your understanding of the world itself change? Do you reveal the information to others? Or do you keep it to yourself? Why? And then it goes on to talk about submitting it. Which, that, like, you think you're kind of human when you start, but then you learn, like, oh, no. Like, well, I mean, you know, like, at the beginning of the game, you see the robot arm, but it's a good, the game raises a bunch of questions, a bunch of really good, philosophical questions, and just questions in general that are hard to answer. All these common people are driving me mad. How are they all suddenly turning into Buddha or something? I didn't know the world had such reserves as serenity. Though these later-day Watamas are at least being somewhat realistic. You know what's even worse? Those paranoid nutters who are building bunkers and collecting guns? What are they gonna do? Shoot something? Though I have to admit, the overall response has been much better than I ever anticipated, to the point where I might be moved by the beauty of humanity. It wasn't such a grumpy old fart. This minority of total idiots really messing up the final days. The reason I'm writing is because I refuse to believe in scenarios with absolutely no solutions. If we all put our heads together, we can figure something out. It'll be crazy, but crazy is better than dead. Crazy is what we do best on this planet. True that. Okay, because I don't want to miss this guy, I'm going to come back and talk about that QR code after this. But with the recording, here he is. There we go. I think it's the same numbers the whole time. So this is, from what I understand, I'll show, this is an old puzzle that is no longer in use anymore. From what I understand, there used to be a puzzle here, and I'll show you why I think that. And it raises, because before when I saw him going through, I was just like, okay, why is he going through here? And it's because this is a puzzle. And I'll show you why I think this is a puzzle. I think this is a puzzle because look, there's a sign, there's a little post here with a sign there. This used to be a puzzle. I'm pretty sure that this is like, you know, I don't know what the intentions were exactly, for this, but it was it's either designed like this on purpose, or they just like the developers like scrapped this idea and just kind of left the ruins of it here. But like the end of the puzzle would be like here, and then he vanishes. Like you come in and like the puzzle piece would be there. Okay. Back to storytelling time. Okay, so this QR code you can't read. I don't have my thing on. Dang it. I'm gonna go get my phone real quick that has a QR scanner on it, so that way I can read it out loud for you guys. Okay then. Let's see what this says. Now, I already had scanned this earlier. The first time I went through, I did not notice its existence. And then when I tried recording this the other day, when it wasn't working, when my recording failed, it didn't quite work. So then, I know that this is by Uriel, and the Uriel is the full name is Uriel for something. Like Uriel 4, but we're just gonna call him Uriel, which Uriel refers to, I think that one of the angels is Uriel in the Bible or whatever. So, Uriel, as far as I know, is the only people that will ever leave a code that you cannot read in the game. So this is what it says. There are secrets everywhere, sometimes within our very words. I glimpse them, but my eyes cannot read them. How can this be? So this is just referring to the stupid code that he left. That's all he's referring to. He's just referring to how we can't read them. Okay. Whatever. Let's get on with the puzzles. That's all that's here. That sound, that's glitching. That's the world glitching. Quite annoying, actually. We're gonna do this. This one's actually pretty funny. When I first did it, it took me a while to figure out what I had to do. Because, I mean, I just, like, so I'll show you. Okay, so there's a switch here, but you can't just turn it on. You can't, like, there's a switch here, there's a force field here, and there's a bomb there. So you can't open that with the jammer, because then you gotta get past the bomb. And so then when you think things through, you think, oh, the turret can destroy the bomb, or they destroy each other somehow. You know, if you think that through, you think like, oh, maybe that'll work. You can't just run up to the thing and turn on the machine gun, because then you die. Turn on the turret because you die. So then, this is the solution. And bam, now they're both disabled. And
Good. You are learning, as is your purpose. But your choices must be your own. Therefore, I will not guide you, unless it is necessary.
unless you start getting out of line. Yeah, I know you though. I know. Okay, on to the Hall of Windows. This is gonna be like the people from earlier. But oh wait, I know what I have to do. Okay. Yeah, I remember this now. Okay, we gotta jam that again so that way we can get through that way. So I'm gonna take this and jam there. See, we had to use all of those windows to get through. Then we're gonna jam this. And bam. See, there's a lot of statues everywhere. With like a Roman or Greek style on it, but they're kind of all destroyed. Unfortunately, this place is just ruins. Which, remember, this is like computer generated, apparently. Or at least that's what the Talos believe. Where is it? Okay, I'm gonna do something after I'm done with the next puzzle. So I want to show you what I'm gonna do. Okay, if you look closer here, we can get in the back here. They're hiding this star here. There's a force field here, so there's gotta be a jammer either hiding somewhere around here, or there's gotta be a way that we can get one out. Because there's always a way to get. There's always one of those ways. Okay. And look, here's a gate here, and there's a jammer in there. I'm just gonna give the secret. The jammer there. So that means we have to find keys. Now, on the first time I did this, I actually scoured the island looking for keys. Looking for some way in, or something. This is one of those puzzles I don't like because of the damn bombs acting like little guards that you gotta bypass constantly. This is actually the puzzle where we get the keys, though. The trick is not dying, though. Okay, so we're gonna jam him, get this, jam him again, so that way we can come back, get this. Yeah, there's a bomb in there. Oh, they're getting a bit too close for my liking. I'm gonna die. Damn it. You see, that's what I don't
like. This
like.
land may harm you, but do not resent them, for they are my servants, and they challenge you only so that your faith might be strengthened.
See, I don't like things like that. Where I have to know where I'm supposed to be walking. I don't like games like that, and this is the easy one. This is easy stuff. It gets very bad when you get to the really hard levels. They make you, if you're not precise, you're restarting from the very beginning, and you're not going to enjoy it one bit. Where's the piece? Here it is. Fortunately, we need to run back through here. Because this is now open. It wasn't open before. Okay, the keys are back in here. And there's a ladder to get us out. Okay, let's see what this guy has for us this time. Part 2 has been generated. For consistency, sure. This is where it gets kind of... Okay, since all human beings are persons, and some human beings have psychological capacities similar to animals, some animals are therefore persons. Why do I have to... They gave you two choices. Do you broadly agree? Or do you broadly disagree? We're gonna disagree. A person is under no authority other than to which they consent. No, you're under the authority. You can't just do whatever you can't just do whatever you want as a person. There has to be some authority that's controlling you, even whether or not you want them to be controlling you. Just so that way you don't go out of control. some law. Quality of life of persons ought to be maximized. I agree. Value is discovered. Because I know what they're gonna ask, I don't want to answer a certain way, but I'm gonna stick to what I first did, and I'm gonna say broadly agree. Persons deserves a Talos they were burned into. Well, see, this is philosophical questions here. Technically, yes, and technically, no. I mean, it depends upon the person, quite honestly. But since generally most people are good people, we're gonna say this. Liberty of persons ought to be maximized, meaning their freedom, their ability to do what they want. Yeah. Value is created. See, right here. Value is discovered and value is created. I can answer yes to both, but it's gonna come up later, and I think it's gonna be like, yeah, this doesn't make any sense, buddy. Okay. So I finished this question. There's works with me, and I got everything from here. So, here we go then. You got anything to tell me? Nope. Okay then. I'm gonna leave this one here, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this one here. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Remember to like and subscribe. And see you all in the next one. Thanks.